You see, in investing, there's a lot of things that you can invest in. You see, it's when we talk about investing, people think that you just put money in something called investing, but not really. There are so many things that you can invest in. There is property. There are companies that, like I always talk about Redefine, because Redefine is performing well. So, you know, there are companies whereby they are specializing in property. So if you are interested in property, you will find you can buy stocks in Redefine and be able to make money saying that you're investing in property. And also there is baskets. You know, when you look into portfolios, when you look into things like ETFs, ETNs, you know, there are baskets, there are portfolios that are created, or indexes that are created, so that you know, they can make them cheaper for you to be able to invest, and so that they can be able to help you to make profit. So with such things as baskets, you would find different companies, different portfolios, different ETFs in a basket. But in indexes, you'll find that the particular index really deals with property. So you'll find that there are different kinds of property stocks within that index. So, which brings me to what I wanted to say to you today is that, you know, when you want to like really invest and become successful in investing, you know, I would encourage you to start with ETFs. ETFs are exchange traded funds. So we say exchange traded just simply means that they are traded on the JSE or NYSE or wherever, in any stock market around the world. So but fund is it's meant to say that this particular fund, it has since it specializes, for instance, in retail, you'd find that within it there are different companies that specialize in retail, including beverage, you know, like things like alcohol. Or you'd find that the ETF that you want to invest in specializes in property. So you would then find different companies that specialize in property. So for instance, in that particular fund, you'd find that there is one Redefine, because Redefine is a property company. You'd find that there is another one, Hemerson, you know, Rebison. You'd find that there are different kinds of companies within that fund. You know, when you invest in that ETF, you actually buying a stake in whatever profit they make from these particular companies. All right, so they also pay dividends. So you'd find that you invested in you know, let's say 3 ETFs, one with property, one with called S&P 500 with many companies within it. There is one with the third one would be the one with gold, you know. So what you would do is that you have already diversified your portfolio. Yes, it's just ETFs at the moment, but those ETFs are different. You have property, you have retail, for instance, you have gold or anything. So you already have diversified your portfolio. So what that means is that your portfolio in itself, having those ETFs, it helps your portfolio so that you can be able to make profit. So now when you look into ETFs are cheap. ETFs are affordable. You can buy an ETF today with 10 rands. You can buy an ETF today, but they encourage you a lot. When you look into Cetrix, they would encourage you to give, starting with either 200 rand or 250 a month or 1,000 rand a month, you know, depending on what kind of ETF you want to invest in. For instance, with Cetrix, they have what we call property. They also have different kinds of ETFs, right? So in order for you to be able to diversify your portfolio, in order for you to be able to make more money, you would have to then look into ETFs, because they are cheap and they are able to perform for you. Remember that the more you have more stocks within your portfolio, the more chances you have on making money. For instance, if in my portfolio I have Standard Bank, I have Nedbank, I have Capitec, I have F&B in my portfolio. If I have all of these four, I know that F&B is good with investments and savings, and also I know that ABSA is good with a property portfolio that they own. I know that Nedbank is good with giving people money and buying them cars so that people can owe them, and so forth and so forth. It's good with credit. So what I'm trying to say is that you will be able to make money. So when you look into Capitec in itself, they're trying to get into this whole thing of lending people money for buying their houses. So you know that you will make money from these four stocks. So if three companies are not doing well, you know this one particular company is doing well. If two companies are not doing well, you know two companies are doing. You know that you are going to make money regardless. That's how ETFs work. Okay, so what they do is that if a particular ETF has invested in, say, property, I love property ETFs. Sorry, that's why I keep on referring to it. If this particular ETF has invested in property, you know that there are different companies within it that are, that they have invested in the deal with property. So now what that means is that if 5 companies within that is not performing well, other companies are performing well. So you are bound to make money. So that's why I encourage people, when you're investing, especially when you're investing in ETFs, you need to be able to make sure that you invest a lot of money. For instance, you need to make sure that if the requirement is 250, make sure that you invest 1,000 to 2,000. If the requirement is 10,000, make sure that you invest 15 to 16, 20,000, so that you can stand a chance of making more money and be able to live comfortably in the future. So that's how, when it comes to investing, that's how your mind should work. Well, that's the way you think about money. That's how you should work. Don't invest the minimum. Don't invest the minimum. Don't invest the money that everyone is investing. If the whole world is investing 200 rands, make sure that you invest 500. Make sure that you invest 1,000 rand. Make sure that you invest more, so that you can be able to make more money. That's if you want to live comfortably in your retirement, if you want to make sure that you are well taken care of and you are able to afford the things that you want to be able to afford, then you need to be able to invest more than the normal, more than the normal, so that you can be able to make more money in the future. So today I want you to understand that ETFs are one of the crucial investment platforms which have been growing for the past couple of years. And if you want to be able to be successful in your investment, if you want to be able to make more money, if you want to be able to grow in your investment, make sure that you invest in ETFs this year. I was telling my wife that I want to make sure that this year, at least for the next 10 to 12 months, I want to be able to pour money into ETFs, and next year we'll come back and we'll look at issues of portfolios. But this year I want to focus on exchange traded funds and look into Satrix and look into all these companies, all these ETFs, so that I can be able to make more money. I speak a lot about Satrix because Satrix pays well. it pays well, and they pay I think quarterly. So if you have your own Easyequities account, if you're investing through a company, I want to be able to encourage you to talk to your financial advisor about Cetrix. Talk to your financial advisor about these ETFs that are paying dividends either monthly, quarterly, per semester, and so forth, so that you can be able to make money the way you want to. It's important for us to be able to make money through dividends, because that helps us to be able to be comfortable. So if you want a R1 million mentality, this is it. If you want to start investing and be successful in your investment, start with ETFs. Pour your money into ETFs. Study these ETFs. Look into property ETFs. Look into mining ETFs. Look into retailing ETFs. Look into aggressive ETFs, moderate ETFs, and look at how they grow or how they grew between now and 6 months ago and a year ago. And when you invest for long term, look from the beginning, look to maybe 5 years, 6 years, so that you can be able to be profitable in your investment. Guys, if you want to be able to be successful, this is where you start: ETFs.